Hi everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So today is Sunday, May 19th, and since Tuesday I haven't done any decorating on my daily pages. So I thought today would be a good day to get caught up, and the plan is to use some of my little watercolor papers and do some florals to kind of rip out or cut out and glue down to decorate the pages. So let's get started. On this day, May 15th, it was a birthday, and so I didn't want to make a lot of to-dos or anything like that. We just basically had a nice calm day with family, but this stuff did go through it. So I do want to do something that will kind of fill this whole page up and make it beautiful, and then maybe go on over here just like that. All right, so these little papers are not going to do that individually. They're very small. So what I think I will do is do several of them and kind of layer them. So, all right, that's the plan. Now we have our plan. Let's get started. All right, I have all my paintbrushes here. I'm gonna put them right there. And I have my jar of water. And I will put that up there. And then I have my watercolor brush pens. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I want to do I forget what they're called, like pen stem style flower. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the colors that I want them to be. And the first one I want it to be a yellow. So the first thing I want to choose are a light tone and then a slightly darker tone. I'm not sure if these are going to be, let's see. So I will just, that's the darker tone. And then here's the lighter tone. They look almost the same. Okay, well what I'll do is I'll water the lighter tone down quite a bit. And then I'll leave these here in case I need them again. And I'm going to grab just this one, the 8 pointed brush. And I'm not going to sketch anything. These flowers are so incredibly easy. I saw them somewhere and they're so easy and they turn out so pretty. All right, so the first step is you take your lighter color and then you just start making little shapes kind of sticking out like this. You can put one in the middle and then one off to the side and then to the other side, to the middle, to the side. And you're going to slowly make them taper off a little bit as you get higher so that it looks like they're getting smaller. And don't worry, it's seriously the easiest thing to do. There's almost no way to mess these up. So I'm gonna do another one right here, and I'm just gonna purposefully not be precise because I want it to look a bit random and a bit messy. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to let these dry. So while those are drying, I'm going to choose my other color, which is going to be purple. And my reason for these is because when I got married, I actually had these flowers in my, and there's like the yellow ones, and then there was the other purple ones that are a little bit different. And that was what I had in my, those were some, and then along with some flowers. I had them in my bouquet when I got married. Let's see. I see like there's not a whole lot of lighter purple in here. I'm not sure which one will be the best to go with. I think, well, Okay, I'll just water it down like I did with the other one. So I'm gonna wash out the same brush, and then I will repeat the same steps that I already did. So let's get plenty of water. This one I'm convinced that everybody can paint, because there's things like this that are just so very easy. And then the other one over here. So right now, it might not look like much, but you'll see how it all comes together in the end. Okay. All right, so there's a purple one. Maybe I should do another little purple one over here, just like half one, just because it looks a little empty. Okay. Gonna run out of purple soon. I won't make it too tall. There we go. All right, step one done. Okay guys, well, I had a little interruption there and I left for a little while, and while I was gone, I actually did more paintings. I took a few things with me, but I'm back now, and so I am going to continue on with this one, and then I'll show you what I did when I was gone, when I'm done with this one. Okay, so what we did so far was just the first little layer. Now, I hope I can pick the correct colors. So now what we need are the darker colors of the same tones, the darker tones of the same colors, rather. So I don't really want these to be orange. I want them to be yellow. So I'm gonna try, I think it was actually gonna be, here we go, this one. And then for the purple, I'm just gonna go with the most classic purple. There we go. Step number 2. Once this is completely dried, you're gonna go in with the dark tone of the same color, and you're just gonna do a few strokes like this. I want you to see really well. So you just, well, I like to just go to the base of the little flower and kind of do a couple little strokes, and it's okay if it goes outside a little bit of the original shape, and you're not trying to cover up the whole thing. What you want to do is kind of make it look like it's got some streaks, but you want to leave some of the clear, the lighter tone still visible. So just gonna go up a few strokes on each one, very quickly, very loosely, nothing to be a perfectionist about. Okay, there's the first one done. Get a little bit more of the purple, and I'll do this one. There's a second layer done on the purples. Now I'm going to rinse on my brush, and I will do the same for the yellow flowers. I'm going to get that golden yellow color, make sure it's nice and saturated on the brush, and then I'm going to go and repeat the same process. Well, even if this little method has several steps to it, it's really very quick, and the actual time that you spend painting, what takes longer is just letting it dry in between layers. But other than that, it is really quick. And I'm going to go ahead and put that color right here. Okay, and I'm going to actually switch from an 8 to a size 4 brush. Let's see. It's a size 4. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the green. And I want it pretty saturated. I don't want it too diluted. And I'm going to first, I'll start at the top of the flower and I will just make little lines like that. Kind of going from where there's a flower, kind of going like that, making it look like little pieces of a stem is poking out. And then at the very bottom, there. Okay, so there's that, and now I'm just gonna do it on all the rest. All right, so that is the third step done, and then this is the final step for the flowers. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get more of the same green, and then I will go and in those little spaces in between the flowers, like right there, right there, right there, I'm just gonna do loose little leaves kind of sticking out among the flowers. And I might do 1 or 2 here or there in the middle of the stem as well, so it's not only on the sides, just kind of balance the green out. All right, so I'm gonna start with this one. I'll do a small little leaf or 2 right up at the top, and then the leaves are gonna get bigger and bigger as we go lower. So as we go lower, the leaves are gonna get a little bit bigger. Some of them I'll just make them kind of stick out like that, right between 2 flowers. And then on the very bottom ones, I'm going to make 2 leaves right underneath the very 2 bottom flowers. Okay. You see, they're very simple. It's just step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and they're done. If you are the kind of person who think that you can't paint, that if you try to paint, you'll just mess it up and it won't turn out nice, I recommend trying with something like this. Try these and just do the steps, do them a few times over again, and you might just surprise yourself, because I used to think that way, and I used to think, oh, you know, I really love artistic things and just using my hands and being creative with colors and all of those things. I love it. It brings me joy, but I'm just not good at it, so I'm not even gonna really try. And I started little by little with simple things like this, and I discovered that there is so much that we can do, even if we aren't just amazing, naturally talented artists. We can still create all of these adorable, meaningful little things that we can make into gifts for people or use for our own enjoyment, home decoration, anything that you want it to be, you can make it. And it all starts with just taking that first step and trying. So there you have it. That's the first one. And I'm going to be sharing with you a couple more that I like to do. But before I do that, let me take this away and lay that down. What I wanted to show you guys was, like I said, I was gone, but we went to go visit my mother-in-law for a little while. And since I'm actually trying to get some floral paintings done for cards that I want to send out. So here are a few that I did. There's this one. this one. Actually, my daughter Allie showed me how to do these ones. This lavender, like a simple little lavender, says shalom, which is hi or peace in Hebrew. And then I have a few more that I had done the other day. So this one was definitely because of Allie. She was doing a watermelon thing, so I told her I would try one too. I think it's pretty cute. And then these are for bookmarks, and I just freehanded them. I didn't use anything to guide with, and I will write on them and put some nice matching embroidery thread through here. And then this is for a card. It's still blank. I just do them, and then later I decide what I want to write on them and who they'll be for. This is another card, and here are those same flowers but in different colors. It's more of a teal blue and the purple. So let's see which ones will... I think I will show you guys how I do these ones, because these ones are really fun and super easy to do as well. So I will show you guys these ones, and then what we'll do is we're going to set all these ones that are for cards aside and just keep the ones that are for... Oops, here. This one, I think I will use this one for my bullet journal because I didn't leave it as a card. So anyways, oh, and this one too. So, okay, so we have these four. Let's see, let me try and remember. Let me zoom you out a little bit. Let me see how many. Let me remember how many we needed again. How many decorations we needed. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so how many do we have here? All right, we've got 4. We've got 4 already made. And I really loved, let's see, I really loved this color palette. So I think I will show you these flowers with this. Well, they're the same flowers, but anyways, I think I'll do something else in this color palette and use that as a decoration for my bullet journal. So I'm going to set this one off to the side again, and then I'm going to remove all of these and stick them over there. And then let's get out another paper. I'm gonna run out pretty soon. Gonna need new ones very soon, actually. Thankfully now I know where to get them here. Because if you go to Office Depot here in Mexico, they charge an arm and a leg for any regular art supplies. But there's some online sources that we've tried for the gouache paints and all of that. So that's the good thing. All right. So like I said, we are going to do this color palette. I believe it was this pen. It's a number 81. And then I used, the black was for the centers. And then there's a gray that is a little bit gray blue tinted. I'm gonna have to check that in my bullet journal, see which one it is. It is this one, 23. All right, so let me find number 23. Yep, okay. So here are our 3 colors, and that is all that we need. And so let's get started. I'm gonna bring back the palette. I'll wipe off the previous colors. We have plenty of room here. So here's our laminated paper. Once again, I'm going to do the same thing. Okay, so for this one, we're going to start with our main color. And I want a pretty concentrated mix. It's a good thing that this color is so bold. Not hard to get it very, very, very bright. Okay, this paper tends to suck the water up really quickly. So what I'm doing is I have this brush kind of loaded with water and ready to go. And I'll just set it right there. And then with this brush, I am going to mix this color and get some really nice concentrated pigment on the brush. Okay, so now we're going to take our thin, very fine tipped brush, and we are going to choose where we want the center of a flower to be. So I'm going to choose right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 4 dots, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to set this one down really quick, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this brush that just has water in it, and I'm going to draw that out from the middle. The wider you make the petals, the more they will overlap, and I actually like them. I like how they look when they overlap. That's a special thing about these flowers, is they look like they're kind of transparent and very, very delicate. You're going to make sure you have plenty of water because you don't want it to get too dry or the lines to be too harsh. So there we go. That is 1, and that is step 1. And now we will repeat the same. I think I'll do 3 flowers. And then I will repeat with the drops. Okay, so now what we have to do is let this dry completely. So I'm just gonna let it dry and be back in a few minutes. All right, it feels completely dry, so we're ready for step 2. So this is gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go in and we're just gonna do the same little dots, but we are going to put them in between the dots that we did last time. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if I remember right, on the little video that I originally saw this on, they were showing to do these second ones in different colors. And I have done them like that. It's really pretty, but I just didn't want to do it like that right now. I wanted to keep the flowers all one color. So I'm going to try to overlap the petals a little bit. I'm going to pull the pigment out a little bit more so that you can keep the flower petals around the same size. And for this one, it really does help to have something you can flip around, like I'm flipping this paper around, so you can get the correct angle. There. First one, the petals are done. Let's repeat and repeat. All right, so there you have it. Now they do need to dry once again. So I think while they dry, I'm going to work on the leaves and stems and just kind of put them all around. So before we do the centers. So I'm going to get my gray here and I'm going to put it right there. And I don't want to make these very saturated because I want the flowers to be what stand out the most. So I'm just going to water it down quite a lot. And then I will do my leaves. So what I'm going to do is just kind of make a stem. And then off to the side, I will go down and press down, and then I will gently let up just until it meets the stem. And that's a very easy leaf. And I'll repeat it to over here. And press down and then pull up. And if it's a little wonky, I'll guide the water with the very tip of the brush. So I'm just going to keep on adding leaves in around at different angles until I have the amount that I want on my paper. They do need to dry. If I want to go back and add any extra little lines onto them, I need to wait a while. But I might just leave them like that. I think they look really nice like that. All right, so now to add the centers into our flowers. I find that with this paper, even if I leave it for a little while, it tends to still bleed a little bit, but in this case, I'm okay with that. So I'm just putting a little dot of black, and I'm going to use the same brush, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna dab it in the middle, like that, and make it look like little dots until it's full. Some of them might merge together, that's okay. Don't get frustrated. Don't feel like anything has to be perfect. Just put those little dots in there. And there it is. That is basically done. So you can do this, like I said, doing the first petals in one color and then the second petals with a different color. You can choose 2 colors, or you can do it like this. It's yours to create however you want. So now I'm just going to set this off to the side and let it dry fully before we start using it for the bullet journal decoration. So you can see this one here that we just did, we used the same exact method to make this little greeting card, and all I did was put them in position to be having stems and then added on the leaves in a olive type green instead of in this gray, and I made the centers more of the golden color instead. But it's the same step, it's pretty easy. These are a little bit easier actually because they were bigger. So yeah, maybe if you're gonna try it for the first time and you're new to painting, go for a bigger flower rather than smaller. But anyways, all right, so moving on. I think that that's all that we needed for the bullet journal. So what I'm gonna do is move this out of the way. Let me zoom out. Okay, here we go. So on this one, I kind of need to fill up most of the page. I think this one will be perfect. Okay, so I kind of want to make these, pardon the stained fingers and nails. I just realized how bad they are, my goodness. So I kind of want to make this look a little bit scrapbooky. So I'm going to grab a couple of scrap pieces of paper that I have. I have this one. I have this one, just some packing paper, and the same. This is more packing paper. Oops, these. More packing paper. So yes. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip this out, glue it down, and then I will patch these on top. I think I'm going to put this one here. There. Oh, okay. Oh my goodness, I love this so much. All right, and I have this little space to write down about what happened today. So I was prepping the titles for these next few days. This morning I decided to stop because I had had a little bit of coffee and the hands were, you know, a little bit too shaky. But I will be continuing on with those days very soon, and we'll see. I might want to go a little bit more veggie theme. So far this month was well, as you remember, it's the garden theme, all the lovely carrots and all of that stuff. Oh yeah, I didn't do exercise today, but I did. Let me see here. Oh yeah, I did do that. There's so many oranges in these brush pens that I'm not sure which one's which sometimes. There we go, and you will put that up there. Okay, and as you can see, my sleeping habits are very, very bad. Anyways, okay. So, quick flip through so far for this month. Our little kitchen and our potted plants and our plant experiment that we did. And then here we are up to date. The end of this week and now at the beginning. Okay, you guys, well, this has been me catching up on my 1 page per day for the month of May. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you will try some of these flowers for yourself and comment below and let me know how it went for you and how you liked it. All right, well, for the flowers that I didn't share with you, like these ones and these ones, I did not show you guys how I painted them. They're also very easy and very simple, so I'll probably do a future video just going over them and sharing how to do them in case you want to try them as well. Okay, well, thank you once again for joining me, and I hope that you all have the most lovely week as we are drawing near the end of this month and looking forward to the month of June very soon now. Have a very blessed week, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!